checking out part 3 of this shed build series. Today I'm going to finish off the roof and get the sides of the shed ready for siding. This probably isn't the correct way of doing things, but I put some wedges along the back wall so the roof slope will be continuous from front to back. I also added another 2x4 to the front rafter to give this side just a touch of character, which I think will make a little more sense as you see this build come together. For the roof, I started with 1/2 inch OSB and I needed about 1.5 sheets to cover the entire thing. I staggered the seams and held the sheets in place with 2.5 inch nails. Okay, now that that's done, with the roof framed, I sheathed and added OSB to the front wall as well. I also added another couple of studs to the front of the shed where the door is going to go because I want to make sure that the hinges will have enough material to bite into. It's going to be really heavy and needs a lot of support. Alright, with the shed all framed up, I wrapped everything in tar paper starting with the roof and then the front wall. I mentioned this hammer tacker from Boss Stitch in my last video because I love it and will link it in the description below. For the side with the door, I used one solid sheet of OSB and tacked it in place before cutting out the door opening. I attached hurricane ties to the rafters mainly because they're cheap and it was easy, because if we get a storm that bad, I think my shed and the lawnmower will be the last of my worries. I'm using 8-foot fence pickets for the trim and siding, so I ripped down a piece to about 4.5 inches and attached it to the roof eave and rake to make a piece of fascia. Okay, now for my first ever attempt at roofing, and I'm not going to pretend to know what I'm talking about, but I'll link to a couple videos from Dylan James in the comments because they were super helpful in helping me figure out what to do. I started by attaching the drip edge and then moved on to the shingles, which are just a basic black asphalt shingle that I got from Lowe's. For the top of the roof, again, I have no idea if I did this right, but I tucked the last row of shingles under a piece of drip edge and nailed it all in place. Let me know in the comments if I should have done this part differently. Alright, well that about wraps up this video, so be sure to subscribe so you can check out the final video of this shed build series where I install the siding, trim, and build the door.